Okay, let's continue with the next progression, which is zao sao. Zao in Cantonese means to walk. Okay, in essence, we call it running hand. Okay, now that you are forcing it, being forced away from the center, so you're not going to meet that energy head on. So therefore, you take a better position. We call it running hand. So let's see how it works. Okay, before I deliberately take my hand off to train Jeremy's catching hand. Okay, now that he's going to force my hand, okay, such as the tan sao, forcing my hands out. So because he's going away from his center line, I don't want to stay with him in a bad position. So I want to run back to my good position. So therefore, again, we don't want to chase after the hand, especially if you have a bad hand, the energy is going away from the center. So as he's pressing my hand down, so there's no need for me to stick because it's going away from my center. So therefore, I'm going to run back to my center line. We call this running hand. So I can, as an instructor, provide that stimulus so you train him not to stick or to chase after my bad energy. So from here, I push out, so he run back. Then I'll go back. I can push down, he run back. So always using the center line. Okay? So you train your hand not to run away from center, not to chase after the bad position. Okay? Because a lot of time when we use the technique, if a bad strike is coming over this way, it would be a mistake for him to go out here and block it. It would be much efficient if he would have just hit me right here. Okay? So you don't want to chase after the hands. So same idea here. So as I'm training him, I force his hand away. We call this running. Okay? He can force my hand out, I run. I run. Notice where I run to is back to center line. Okay? That's the basic progression. Now, second progression, now this is where both partners are working on something. Okay? For example, if I run, if he runs, then also he's forcing me to catch. So I'm going to force him out of center, but also I'm going to learn how to recover my center. So actually, I'm doing both running and catching. So I'm forcing him to run so I can catch. I'm forcing him to run so I can catch. I'm forcing him to run, I can catch. So vice versa, he can force me to run, but at the same time, he also have to develop catching. So it's both sides working on something. So he's forcing my hand to run. I'm going to hit back to the center. That's the quickest way to go back to center. So therefore, force him to catch again. So now it's both running and catching. Zao, sao, jip, sao. Okay, you see a double run there. So everything is based on the center and the proper energy. So if I force him and then I cut his center again, then he might have to do a double run. Okay? So at this stage, it's developing proper reactions. So he runs, I catch. Oop, I run again, then I catch again. Okay, so the motion could be very fast based on individual attributes. Okay, so we call this dao sao, jip sao.